Somewhere nearby, Benji was waiting for me. I could feel his stare as I made my rounds through the grand ballroom of Somerset Manor, greeting each new face with a smile that was becoming harder and harder to hold. They buzzed around me, vying for a few moments of my time, but we all knew they were only here because of my name and face. I was Lila Hart, the niece of the Prime Minister of the United States, and one of the few sevens in the entire country, which, in a room full of sixes, made me more powerful than them all. But I didn't want power or fame. If I had my way, I would be tucked away in my suite with Benji, stealing as many moments alone together as we could. Instead, I was stuck celebrating my birthday with a room full of my so-called closest friends, led around by a fiancé I didn't even particularly like, let alone love. Except it wasn't my birthday, these weren't my friends, and Knox Creed was most definitely not my fiancé. My name wasn't Lila Hart, it was Kitty Doe, and on my real 17th birthday in September, I'd been kidnapped by the Prime Minister and surgically transformed into his spoiled, rebellious, and supposedly dead niece against my will. He'd given me a choice: pretend to be Lila or wind up with a bullet in my brain. I wasn't an idiot, and even though it had meant giving up everything I'd known and everyone I'd loved, I'd chosen to live and to fight. 3 months later, after discovering a lifetime's worth of political conspiracies and secrets that should have stayed buried, here I was, with Knox clutching my arm as he led me through a crowd of people who would kill me if they figured out who I really was. I glared up at him and tried to subtly twist my arm from his grip, but he hung on. I didn't care that he was handsome and tall, with dark hair and even darker eyes, and that most girls would have killed to be in my shoes. They didn't have to deal with his endless stream of instructions on how to impersonate a girl I hated, nor did they have to pretend to love him in front of the entire country when we spent most days in a constant tug-of-war. Besides, I was extremely happy with the boyfriend I already had, thank you very much, a boyfriend who, with his infinite patience, had been waiting over an hour for me to slip away from these people. If I didn't find a way soon, the night wasn't going to end pleasantly for any of us. "We had a deal," I whispered, leaning into Knox so only he could hear me. "I play nice for a couple hours and leave at 9. It's now almost 11. "Sometimes plans change," he said, his fingers tightening around my elbow. Even though he was speaking to me, his eyes scanned the ballroom. "Relax and try to enjoy yourself."
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.